What's that? What's that I hear you say? It's a Wednesday. It's after 7:30. Does that mean it's time for the Inquisition? Yes, it does. Hello, good evening, hello. Bienvenue, how are you? Come on in. Right. Welcome to tonight's show with Pete Builds Stuff. I am a host tonight, Casey, aka Penjammer, obviously. You all know me. If you don't know me, then welcome to the show. If this is your first time viewing us, hey, how'd you do? If it's not, well, there you go. Right, let's get Pete in because he has joined us. And silly Instagram live noise. Let's see how we do, because sometimes when I host, we have technical issues, but not tonight. Hello, Pete.
Hello. You alright?
Yeah, good. You all right, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. To stand myself up a bit more, if I can.
There we go. Get the cameras there ready somewhere. So I'm your host tonight. You weren't talking to me on our chat. You were talking to my co-host Dunk.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Dunk is rather under the weather. He's got big, puffy, swollen glands and looks like a toad, and no one needs to see that.
No,
So,
definitely not.
so I'm on our main channel tonight. My name's Casey, aka Panjama, the other half of the Inquisition. So it's good to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
So, what we do in this show is, as Dunk has probably told you, we chat some hobby, we chat some rubbish, we have a bit of fun. So let's just get straight down to it and we'll crack on from there. The first question that we'd like to ask and always ask is, who are you and how on earth did you get into plastic wargaming?
So I'm Pete, or Pete Build Stuff on Instagram. I used to play as a kid. My two older brothers were into it. Obviously, I got into it. We used to play on our dining room table, stuff like that. And then probably 2019. As a kid, I kind of fell out of it, and got into kind of teenage years, and other things became more important, and I was like, seems a bit nerdy. And then obviously about 20, I think it's like September 2019, me and my wife were in Edinburgh on a little holiday, and I'd been suffering a little bit with mental health and stuff like that, and I thought, what could be good to kind of help with the anxiety and a bit of depression and stuff like that. And I thought, well, why don't I go into Warhammer and have a chat and see what it's like nowadays and stuff like that. So picked up my first first kit back then, and then it's been going strong ever since, really.
So when you mentioned that you did it as a kid with your two older brothers, was it a case of, here's my hand-me-down stuff, you can play with that, I've got all the nice shiny bits and you can do?
Not massively. I remember my first army was Elder.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going to the Warhammer store in Harrow on the Hill, and I was like, right, I'm going to get the Elder Codex, which was second edition at that point.
Yep.
Which is still, in my opinion, the greatest codex cover there has ever been and ever will be.
Yeah, that's a classic one.
And then I remember they were like, "Oh, we haven't got any in stock. I'm so sorry." And I was like, distraught as a kid, thinking, "Oh God, now I can't play," and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they actually sold me the store copy in the end because they knew that they were going to get more in. Just from there onwards, really, like I used to try and kit bash all my Guardians and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was that's what I love doing in the hobby is kit bashing, and that's come from the first ever my first ever foray into Warhammer, really. And then I got a couple of Catachans and stuff like that, and I remember having the Colonel Schaefer's Last Chances.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously you could run them as a whole army, which, that's all I used to do is just, me and my brothers used to be like, right, I'm going to run these against whatever armies you've got. I'm I don't care. It's fun. You know, I think one of them, I think it was Grease Monkey or something, could
Yeah.
drive any vehicle and stuff like that. And yeah, I just recently I actually found a White Dwarf where they were introduced, and I was reading the battle report, and oh my god, that brought back so many good memories.
It was amazing because it was proper like a film, wasn't it? It was like the Dirty
Yeah,
Dozen take, and it was I remember it. It was a chaos Space Marine army they went up against, wasn't it?
yeah, and then there's like a Hellbrute and bikers who are coming in as like reserves or
Yeah,
something, and yeah, it's I'd happily like reread it, try and recreate it. You know, that's kind of a set that I would love to get, like
yeah,
original box would be, but they go for silly money at the moment.
yeah. They do. I mean, even the singles of them you can pick up. I think one for like nearly 30 quid if you're lucky.
Yeah, because if I don't know why GW or Warhammer just don't do like nostalgic releases.
Yeah, if they did that made to order, it'd sell out in seconds.
Oh,
It really would.
yeah, yeah,
I'd,
it'd be
I'd buy
amazing.
two because it was like it was the classic time when they had the Last Chances and Sly Marbo, wasn't it, as the special
Yeah,
characters for the Imperial Guard, and they
yeah,
were just it's just Rambo and the Dirty Dozen, and it was
yeah,
just cinematic. You could make proper cinematic games with it, couldn't you?
yeah, yeah, and that for me, that like narrative kind of wargaming is what it's all about. You
Hmm.
know, sorry, I had my camera all set up, all fine, and now it's
No, that's
there
fine.
we
Go
go.
everyone your second edition chest. It's absolutely fine.
Oh, yeah. I watched Wrestling today. So yeah, I just yeah, narrative gaming for me is so much better than like competitive gaming and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like you know, when you get like, oh, your army's surrounded and stuff like that, or you're running through like a campaign or something like that. It's just it's so much better.
Yeah. Did you enjoy in the last card pack then that they did for 10th edition that they brought back a lot of those old mission packs like
The
there was Breakthrough where you had to run from one side of the board to the
yeah,
other and all of those things,
like
which
the
just
asymmetric board, and yeah,
yeah,
I just loved them so much. Like I like a mission where you've got your objective at the beginning. You're not drawing a card at the start of each one.
yeah,
You know what you need to do. You need to defend a point or kill an enemy or something like that, and that's it. Like that, yeah. That for me, that's it.
yeah. I do agree with you there. I don't know if you've ever seen any of our stuff before, but I love 40k as a game, but like you say, trying to juggle so many different little. Here's a new objective for this turn. You've still got to keep an eye on your 5 points on the board.
Yeah,
Bleh, I think.
yeah. It makes your head hurt. It's just I've been actually dabbling more in Age of Sigmar recently,
Okay.
and I find it. Yes, you still got to do the points, and but you do it. You pick an objective each turn. That's your objective for that turn. That's it, and you get to pick which one you want to do. And once you've done it, you can't pick it again.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's yeah, and I just think the Age of Sigmar rule set at the moment is better. Don't get me wrong, I will never fall out of love with 40k because it's just classic. You know, the lore and everything, and Space Marines, and it's all cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the moment, rule set wise, I'm definitely kind of leaning towards Age of Sigmar.
That makes perfect sense. So let's go back a bit. When obviously you were gaming with your brothers, I've got a
Yeah.
vision of my head that it's like green tablecloth or upside down Sabutio pitch, books underneath it, maybe for hills, that sort of stuff. Or did you have the proper terrain and everything? Or
No, so we used to put down like this white, like checkered tablecloth, just so we wouldn't scratch my mum and dad's table.
yeah,
And
don't
then
scratch
we
their
used to get
table,
like,
whatever you do. Or
and then you used to get like, you know, the polystyrene packaging that comes in like electronics boxes and stuff like
yeah,
that. So we used to just get them and just spray them like silver or whatever, and just pretend it's like a fortress or something,
yeah,
you know, or just you know, the old Warhammer plastic do.
mhm.
They were actually brown and green. We used to have a load of those as well and stuff like that. So we would, yeah, just dot them around. And back then, terrain wasn't a massive feature.
No, it was just
Not
stuff
like it is now.
Yeah, it was just stuff to block line of sight at most.
Yeah,
That was it. It's just so you
yeah,
can't shoot across the board. You put a couple of paths in there, maybe something to
yeah.
route people to
And like
what
you
you
used to
wanted
have
to do.
the and like the whirlwinds, I think it was you used to have to guess the distance, and then you still have the scatter dice and the d6 which way it scatters, and yeah, for me that's why I love orcs as well because they're so random. I love the randomness of it. It's a dice game at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
yeah. The old animosity rules for them, like you roll a six and they just decide to fight amongst themselves, and
Yeah,
the nostalgia is screaming through my head right now. But I won't annoy anyone that's not here for nostalgia, so we'll come back to it. But
yeah.
tell me what it felt like then when you came back to it in 2019 after having your time off from it. Did it feel like you were slipping into a pair of old, warm, comfortable slippers, or was it a case of, holy shit, what is all of this madness?
A little bit of both, really.
Mhm.
The like when you crack open a paint and you kind of get that nostalgia smell and the glue and stuff like that. But I was like, I had to go into this Games Workshop store and I was like, what the hell is Primaris? I was
Yeah,
like, what I don't understand. Like, where's all the like firstborn, like, the beaky helmets and the grill helmets and
yeah,
stuff like that? And I was like, I don't understand what these are. And the guy, like, he explained it to me, obviously, like crossing the Rubicon and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I saw Redemptor Dreadnought and I was like, all right, yeah, that's cool. I was like, the size of that is just, yeah, brilliant. But yeah, a little bit of both because again, I could start kit bashing again, which was great.
mhm,
I'd say certain armies I've had in the past have been all right. My orc army, if you look for my Instagram, is completely kit bashed.
yeah,
There is nothing. I think the only model that is actually not kit bashed is the big mech with shock attack gun because it's already a fantastic model.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, everything else, like I've got a flying cargo container being held up by two death copters. I've got a shock jump dragster, which is basically like a pod racer from Star Wars.
yeah. Saw
And
that.
it was basically what have I got lying around that I can make stuff out of? And yeah, that was it basically.
I tell you, I like a tinker of a kit. I'm not like a complete kit basher, but for me, the old use the term firstborn because that's what they're called now.
Yeah,
Firstborn marine boxes, the old tactical boxes, were brilliant because you could
yeah,
just do little bits and make every mini like a little character, a little something in your mind.
yeah.
So when you came back and like let's use Primaris as an example, everything's a bit more monopose. Do you feel that that's a little bit of a step backwards in that
I do a
respect?
little bit. Yeah, that like I suppose with like let's go with like intercessors or something. When I first got into it, each if depending on what magazine you fitted was a different gun.
Yeah.
I like that. Now it's kind of it doesn't matter what you fit on, they're all the same.
Mhm.
And I miss the old tactical squads where you can pick one heavy weapon, one special weapon,
Yeah.
and the rest are just bolters and stuff like that. Like for me, that's a little bit like Chaos do it now with the Legionnaires, where again you can pick a heavy weapon, a special weapon, and the sergeant gets a close combat weapon.
Yeah.
So yeah, a little bit with the Primaris, it's a little bit like, oh, I'm building another kit of intercessors, or
Hmm.
I'm building this again, and yeah, it just kind of it's taken the fun out of it a little bit. But then it's also put the fun in because I'm like, how can I adapt these,
Yeah.
make them more unique? Like my first full Space Marine army was Space Wolves,
Hmm.
and I had all firstborn because obviously the new Primera Space Wolves hadn't come out at that time.
Yeah.
Um, and every single one was unique, and I had loads of Thunderwolf cavalry. I even had I had a Land Raider, and I took the spare Thunderwolf heads and made them into the exhaust at the back of the Land Raider and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And then obviously I was like, oh, actually, Primaris are quite a bit bigger than Firstborn. maybe I should go Primaris, and I sold that Space Wolf army, and I never should have. I
Yeah,
never should have sold that army, but it was a thing of, oh, I want to do some Primaris stuff.
yeah.
How can I fund this? Oh, I'll sell the Space Wolf bits.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's just
So like,
we all have those regrets of you sell something and you're like, why did I
yeah,
do that?
yeah, definitely. I sold some bits I probably shouldn't have. I threw some bits away, which I definitely regret.
Yeah,
That's the other thing. Like when you throw something away and you're like, oh, fuck. But
yeah,
but I tell you what, on the same coin, then, do you feel that we're using the Primaris set as a perfect example that if people were wanting to customize things and make a push fit mini into something a bit more personal, that is actually making people sit up and think, right, how do I do this? How do I get this shoulder pad off that's already molded on, or how can
oh
I tinker with this?
yeah, 100%. And I think like when the what one was it? Is it Indomitus, the 9th edition box set with the Assault
Yeah,
Intercessors? When
yeah,
that came out, that was great because you could get so many cheap bodies, and you were like, I don't have to use the arms.
yeah,
Just snip off those little like sockets, and I've got 5 bodies that I can now do what the hell I like with. And they were flying around so cheap on eBay, Facebook.
yeah.
Anyone in like your local hobby group would be like, "Oh, I've got these for a 5 or 10. I don't want them. Anyone want them?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, like just cheap bodies." Because that's the thing we all need is bodies, like
Yep.
arms, heads, backpacks. We've all got so many of them.
Mm.
Obviously, this is quite Space Marine specific, but yeah, like I have no issue with push fit models at all because it gives me an opportunity to be like, how can I customize this to look completely different, and then it gives me spare parts for other conversions as well.
Definitely, because even my first ones, I got them through, and I was like, I didn't like how everything was just here's one piece, bang. And I
Yeah,
get it great as a gateway for someone getting into the hobby. It's less
yeah,
work, it's less effort. But when you've got a bit of experience in it, you are just sitting there thinking, ugh, really?
yeah.
And it pushed me to doing things like I mentioned, cutting a shoulder pad off. How
Yeah.
do I go about doing that? How do I not slice my thumb in bits when I'm doing it,
Oh,
and all those other little bits as well? But
and we've all done that so many times.
yeah, definitely. And even A Up Painting, Graham in the chat has said it, and Bloody Mum has agreed. You know, we got issues that they push fit together in the weirdest way. Definitely.
Yeah.
I get why they've done it, but he avoids them. Yeah. It is, I think, there's, the Horus Heresy kits that they did, one of the tactical squads, you had to glue the half a shoulder pad together, which
Oh,
that's ridiculous. You shouldn't.
yeah,
Why? That's one piece. Everyone knows that should be one
yeah.
piece.
And so recently, actually, I've been doing so. Just on a little tangent, talking about kind of that. Me and Johnny is painting on Instagram are actually doing a Bad War challenge.
Okay.
So basically, we're inviting anyone to build a 500-point Bad War army using whatever you want. If you use old Legends models, old attack bikes, land figures, stuff like that, whatever you want to use, just crack on. There's also a painting side to it, so if you can't join us for the game inside, we're going to have like a painting competition online.
Sure.
And I was building some firstborn jump packs the other day.
Uh-oh.
They're two.
Uh,
Sorry. They're two pieces. They slot together like that.
yeah.
Then you've got the jump pack intercessors.
Here
Each
we go.
jump pack is like 5 or 6 pieces.
Yeah.
Why does it need to be so many pieces?
And does it? It's ridiculous.
I don't understand it. And going back to push fit as well, like you say, sometimes you push bits together and you're like, this isn't going to go together. And someone told me once, actually, if you cut the male part 45-degree angle,
Mhm.
it basically lets some of the air out. And the reason sometimes it doesn't go together is because you've got an air pocket. So
Makes
if you
sense.
cut it at a 45-degree angle, it lets the air out, but you can still get a good join. And then you can, it actually go together better if you do that.
That's probably something that we don't even consider, that the push fit is struggles because of that air
Yeah.
pocket that you mentioned. My habit is I just cut the male bit off completely. All the
Yeah,
little
and just
legs, I just get rid of them. But I can understand that for the doing that probably weakens the model a little bit in certain bits. I have had arms
probably a
falling
little
off
bit.
here and there, but
That's
yeah,
what super glue is for, isn't it?
yeah, super glue and yak spray, bang bang done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand the logic of it, but then at the same time, I understand why it's also really shit.
Yeah.
So obviously, going back to what you're saying, that your first love, your first army was your elder.
Yeah.
When you came back and realised they haven't done anything, these are still 20, 30-year-old boxes, did you feel a little bit like, oh, that's cool, I can get straight back into them and like I've never left off?
Yeah, I didn't, when I came back into LB, actually, I didn't feel the urge to do Elder
Mhm.
because I wanted to try new things.
Makes sense,
Hence
yeah.
why I did the Space Wolf army. I've got my Orc army that I've been massively kit bashing. And then I was going to go to Golden Demon last year. But a few things came up, and it basically meant that I couldn't get there because I'd been the year before and I wanted to go last year. And I was actually painting up an Elder Viper
Cool.
for it, and putting that kit together just brought back so many memories. And then actually, if I give me 2 secs,
Yeah, sure. We love it on this show when people go to their shelves and get part of the collection out. It's part of the fun of it. And yep, Graham, that is what we've got.
so I was going through my boxes the other day, and my brother, when I used to play Elder, basically made me and painted me this. Let me see if I can get it in.
Oh, the old Mugen Ra. Is that the one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he changed the weapons up to make it into like a Autark
Oh, cool.
for me. So that sits pride of place in my cabinet, along with a few other kind of sentimental pieces that I can't get rid of. Like one of my close friends passed away quite a few years ago from a really rare like disease that he had, and he had a massive Dark Angels army, and I inherited some of the models from that, and they're in my cabinet now, so they just kind of sit pride of place. And
Yeah,
every time I look at him, I kind of think about him, and it's really nice.
it is nice. I am in a similar boat to you. I had a good friend pass away several years ago, and I've got one or two little things of his, and you do see it every now and again lurking in a cupboard or on a shelf, and you just sort of little smile and
Yeah,
nod.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that,
Like
unfortunately.
he left me his Hellblasters, and every game we used to play, his Hellblasters used to just wipe me off the table. So every time I look at them, I have a little laugh to myself about the games we used to play and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So
And then there's also that little bit of rage that creeps in, thinking, oh, you bastard. But
yeah,
yeah. No, I
exactly.
understand that. I understand that. Like with my mate, it wasn't 40K or anything, but we always used to like play Halo and computer games and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And every now and again, someone will pipe up in one of my groups. Oh, I just remember the time Dave did that, and you'd all sit there and think it's hilarious. But someone that he did it to would be sitting in the group thinking, "Oh, fuck him." But yeah,
yeah,
there we go. So actually, I think it's quite sensible that we touch on the new Eldar reveals. How do you feel about them?
the new Corsairs, you mean?
Hmm.
Yeah, I like the Corsairs. I think they're cool. I actually think the new Viper is a really good
Yeah,
model because it's kept the same design and same kind of chassis and stuff
yeah,
like that. It's just been updated for 2026.
Mhm.
There's nothing wrong with the old model. Like,
No, it's classic. It
I
works.
think actually, yeah, it's classic. It works. The scale actually works for what it is as well. And yeah, I think it's really nice. Some of the new aspect warriors they did really nice as well. Like I had the old, I think they're the metal Howling Banshees
Yes.
back in the day, and when they released the new ones, I was like, they are really cool, like up to date sculpts. Now all I'm waiting for them is to do a Catachan update like they've done with the Krieg,
Yes.
and I will be over the moon.
That needs it. The Imperial Guard being so reliant on Krieg and Cadians, I think
Yeah.
hinders it. I get you don't need a huge range, but like a Catachan kit, I think would
Mm.
be amazing. And then the rest of it, you could just do upgrade kits for.
Yeah, all they've got to do is for the Catachan is do the squad, a command squad, a heavy weapons team, and maybe something like, I don't know, a cavalry unit of them riding like dinosaurs or like lizard creatures or something,
Yeah,
or like a sniper team,
yeah.
um,
'Cause they
or
had
like
the snipers in the ghillie cloaks, didn't they? Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and or even if they released like I was talking to one of my friends about this, if they released a kill team for Catachan, but the terrain was like the plants on Catachan that would fight back.
Yes, that would be sick.
Yeah, like even if it did like Corn Bloodletters versus Catachan, because obviously that's a famous artwork.
Yeah,
But you had the plants were part of the terrain, but also they had like stat lines and stuff like that.
yeah. But I don't know if you remember the White Dwarf where they actually did that. They made Death World plant
Yeah,
rules, and that was genius because again, it's just flavor, isn't it?
yeah.
And
Oh, this plant's just killed my marine, or my elder guardians has been eaten by this Venus flytrap, basically. And yeah, brilliant.
it was that, and again, it was all just people using like milliput and green stuff, which it's all it just. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It just the current game lacks that little bit of soul.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and I think the competitive scene has caused that. I'm not saying that the competitive scene is bad,
Yep.
but I think because Games Workshop very much leans into the competitive side of it now,
Hmm.
that it's lost some of the soul. It's they've been doing the Crusade rules and stuff like that, but they don't give it as much support as
Yeah.
the main rules. And whenever they do like the balanced data slates, they're always looking at the win rates from competitive tournaments and stuff like that. So, and I understand it. That's where the way they want to lean. But for me, it's more about narrative.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. So if we're talking about Kachan and God,
Yeah,
how do you feel? Actually, Kill Team, and I'll come to Kill Team. Have you actually tried Kill Team?
I have not tried Kill Team. I really want to, but I haven't. I haven't found anyone that's willing to kind of teach me and stuff like that. So
Well,
I really want to, and some of the kill teams are very, very cool. I just haven't got around to it.
I'm actually going to go out there and say I think I prefer Kill Team to 40k properly.
Oh wow.
Um, I feel I play a lot more skirmish games now than I do big battle games.
Yeah,
The fact that they take that little bit less time is always.
yeah,
You've only got a few models on the table, so there's less of that fog, less of that worrying about what card am I pulling out this time and all of that crap.
yeah,
But the way the turns are based and structured are perfect because it's you move a model, you move a model, 1, 2, 1, 2, rather than here's 3 great big phases. Now it's your great big phases. It just flows
yeah.
so much better. I am aware, and I tell you what, this is something I was going to move on to, and I'll ask it now with respect to them. But I was aware that Bad Moon did used to do the odd kill team event. Are they not doing anything anymore for that? Or
I think they are still doing the kill team events, and I know that when I do my mental health hobby nights on a Thursday night, I do see people playing kill team. It's just trying to find someone who wants to play and can teach me and stuff like that, really,
okay.
and me getting a kill team together.
But I tell you, you've got a Marine army, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've got a kill team then.
Well, yeah, actually, yeah, and I've got a towel army, so I've got a
Download the
kill
app.
team.
Download the kill team app. You've got them ready to go. It's absolutely fine. And I tell you what, you've just mentioned it. Your mental health nights at Bad Moon. How did that all come about?
So that was I've been going for just over 2 years now.
Mhm.
I've been a regular at Bad Moon, well, since before COVID,
Okay.
pretty much. Because I used to live in Bermondsey, so I used to live like a 15-minute walk away from Bad Moon, which was very dangerous for the wallet. Um,
Yeah.
and basically, I said to him one day, I was like, I really want to do like a mental health hobby night. Like, is that something you guys would allow me to do here and stuff like that? And they were well up for it. You know, they
Oh.
were yeah, absolutely. So we do it every 2 weeks
Mhm.
on a Thursday night. So tomorrow night is hobby night.
Yeah.
It's 6 p.m. till 10 p.m. But you can get there a little bit earlier. You can get there a little bit late. Doesn't
Okay.
matter. We have a regular table at the back, and this is the Bad Moon in Borough, by the way, not the
Yeah.
new one in
Yeah.
Holloway.
The proper one, not North London Fitness. No.
The proper one, yeah. And yeah, we just, there was a few times in the first year that was just me sitting
Yeah.
there by myself. There was a few times when I'd get 2 or 3 people come along.
Mhm.
Some people would come along and then not come again, and I'd be like, you know what, it's fine. It's not just about everyone else's mental health; it's about my mental health as well.
Yeah.
And it was giving me time that I could just, even if I was there by myself, I could just sit there and chill and build or paint or whatever I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But now we've got a little WhatsApp group now. There's probably about 10 of us in the WhatsApp group.
Oh, okay.
And we're doing, I reckon it's probably about 5 people, 5 of us on a regular every 2 weeks. It changes kind of who's coming each week.
Sure.
But yeah, regulars, 5 people come down about every 2 weeks. We just chat, we build, we paint, we just talk about random crap really. And, we don't really talk about mental health that much, or
Yeah.
it's more about people, like-minded people, being together and having a safe space that if people do want to talk about it, they can do.
Perfect.
If
Yeah.
they decide they just want to come along and sit and build and not talk, that's fine as well.
Cool.
But
Well,
yeah,
I tell you
it's
what,
been going.
I am a little bit annoyed because my office is on Union Street, not far away from it.
Yeah.
And annoyingly, I was going to go into work tomorrow, but a meeting's been cancelled, so I'm not going to go into work tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah. But I tell you what, I'll reach out to you afterwards because if it coincides with a day that I'm in the office, I'll
yeah.
come down.
Yeah.
I'll bring some bits. We'll play Kill Team. Um,
Yeah.
so, you
Yeah.
know what?
Perfect.
And I'm
We
even
did
more
actually.
annoyed that I hadn't come across your account before this because I live in my own little world in my hobby space. And long before I worked in Union Street, I actually used to work over by the Imperial War Museum for a good couple of years. I
Yeah.
started over there in 2018. And again, if I knew it was there, I used to get the train from Elephant Castle all the bloody time. So
Yeah.
that's a shame, but I'll pay you a visit. I definitely will. I'll hang around one night because I can get in and out of London easy enough from
Yeah.
where I am.
And just before Christmas as well, we actually did a gaming evening.
Okay.
So we've got a few people who are new to the hobby or have never played 40k before.
Mm-hmm.
So we just did 500-point armies. We hired out like 2 tables. We split the tables in half, and we just had a couple of games in the evening. People switching around, And then if anyone had any rules questions or any problems, they could just ask one of us who was a bit more experienced. And I think one of the guys even brought down like 3 different armies so that people could be like, oh, I want to try that army. Do you mind if I play with it? Or, oh, I haven't got enough points yet. Can I use your army, please? And yeah, everyone is really friendly at the moment. We're also doing we were going to do a Secret Santa, but it kind of got a little bit too late.
Yeah.
So we're doing Slanesh's surprise for Valentine's Day.
Oh no, I'm not there for that. No, count me out of anything Slanesh related. But it sounds amazing that you're still going out and doing something and keeping your community tight.
Yeah. And they actually they all just probably beginning of December they all chipped together and actually bought me the new Victrix Honor Guard kit as a thank you for bringing everyone together and kind of hosting the nights. And it was really touching, actually, kind of these people who I would probably never have met in my life, and now I consider close friends and stuff like that. So yeah,
sure. No, that's
really nice.
So are you still South London based now?
Yeah, so me and my wife moved to Sidcup about a year and a half ago. So now on the Thursdays I drive in and then drive home again. So yeah, it's parking straight outside Badminton, which is absolutely fine.
So you're just outside congestion charge there, right? Nearly, aren't you? You're on the border, aren't you?
You're just in it. So sometimes if I arrive like a couple of minutes early, I have to drive round the roundabout until 6 o'clock to go into the congestion zone.
You're just driving around that bit by the Bricklayer's Arms and
Yeah, exactly. Just that big roundabout. I just keep on going round and round until it hits like 6:01 just to be safe, and then I drive in.
I know that habit. Again, where I used to work night shifts over by the Imperial War Museum, you just sort of sit there on the edge of the border, like, am I safe yet? Am I safe yet? Go, go, go. So
yeah.
No, love that. But yes, I will definitely reach out to you, and I'll sort out coming down, because I am just 20 minutes around the corner. And I always have to ask this whenever I find out someone who goes to the Bad Moon. Do you by chance frequent the Morleys over the road?
I don't know.
Oh, you need to give it a go.
I will. Next time there, I'll give it a go.
It's not bad. If you want some dirty chicken, you can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, Morley's is a South London institute, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is. I know you mentioned that you grew up over in Harrow, but I was born and grew up in Croydon. So for me, it's close to my heart. I live in Peterborough now, annoyingly. We don't have one up here, and it's the only thing that I'm considered at one point giving up my job and starting a franchise, but I don't know that much about business to go that deep with it. But yeah, it's lovely to hear that that Bad Moon have been so supportive of you. We've had people on before who have nothing but praise for them as a business, but also as the people that run it.
God, the people that run it are just absolute legends, and I don't know if you knew Ben.
Didn't
their manager passed away a little while ago, or very recently actually. So yeah, it's like the Thursday before the week. So the last mental health hobby night was the Thursday before the weekend that he passed away, and I was just talking to him and just having a chat, and as we normally did. And then I found out on the Sunday that he'd passed away, and that hit me hard. And yeah,
I can imagine. He seems to have been a larger than life character, because we were previously sponsored by a store up in Staffordshire called Boltstall Wargaming, who are very similar to Bad Moon in the sense that they are just guys that just love hobbying. And when they were first setting up, they said that they reached out to Bad Moon for advice, and they had nothing but time for them, which I think, as a rival, sort of a semi-rival hobby-based business, even though you're at different ends of the country competing for just people coming in, I think it's lovely that they were able to just dedicate time to helping them out and letting them know what the best things to do and it's not. I think, like
And
I say, it's I've heard nothing but good things.
yeah, and actually, so last 2 years, so 2024 and 2025, I've done a Arity hobby challenge as well. So 2024, I painted the Cities of Sigmar spearhead, or built and painted it in 24 hours. So I started, I think it was like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I went all the way through, built, sprayed, painted, based, everything within 24 hours. And Bad Moon actually donated the box for me for that.
Oh, brilliant.
And then 2025, I decided that instead of doing an endurance one, I'd do a speed one. So I did built and painted Magnus the Red in 4 hours. And I actually did the whole challenge at Bad Moon, and was able to stream it on Twitch, or I think it was Twitch or Discord, one of the two. And they were, they set aside a table for me. They were happy with me spraying outside. They were happy with me, chatting away and stuff like that. Yeah, it was. I have nothing but good things to say about Bad Moon. They are, in my opinion, probably the best hobby shop out there.
It's good to hear. And even I think WWP Production saying in the chat that another store's also lost people that help set them up. It's tragic that it seems to be a bit of it going around. I know plenty of hobbyists recently have had people passing away, and it's sad to hear that there's so much loss. But then at the same time, that you offer a space where people are able to escape from those sorts of things, I think is absolutely brilliant. So yeah, let's try and share the conversation up a little bit. We're going to move into some of the random shite that we ask people in a sec. But there's two quick questions I wanted to ask you there. That you mentioned the building challenges that you do, and I noticed that you actually take build commissions. Is that right?
Yes, I do. Yeah. So I if people want anything like kit bashed or built or anything like that, happily do it. I had quite a few. I did one for one person where they basically wanted the war dogs from Chaos Knights, but to look more like an actual dog on 4 legs, stuff like that. So I was able to do that. And if you look for my Instagram, it's all on there. I was actually very jealous of that. And I was like, if I ever did a Chaos Knights army, this is what I would be doing. Yeah. Because they look absolutely amazing. Not to blow my own trumpet, but and then I did is it the Doomsday arcs for Necrons, but they wanted them to look like the Canoptic spiders were piloting them.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So I did that for someone as well. But yeah, even if people just wanted like a box set built, I'd happily do that as well. Like, I don't really offer painting commissions because I don't think my painting is commission worthy. But I'd like to think my building is.
I think that's admirable because there are so many people out there that really, really enjoy the painting, but despise the building side of it. I think we've had a couple of guests on recently who that was their main bugbear. They can't stand picking that up, cutting that, gluing it together. But once it's done, their mind is just like, pew! Yeah, like Bob Ross almost on one mini. I think that's brilliant. And I think more people should probably offer that as a service if building is something that they do enjoy. I
love it. For me, it would probably go building, playing, painting.
Painting for me is just get it done.
Yeah, I'm a quick builder as well. Like, the fact that I was able to build and paint Magnus in 4 hours.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I had him built in 45 minutes. And I'd never seen the instructions. I'd never seen the sprues before. And I'm just, for me, I just love it. I get into a rhythm and just smash it out.
Yeah, definitely. I understand that. It's just Did you used to play with Lego a lot when you were a kid as well then?
I absolutely love Lego. Yeah, I've got a huge Lego collection as well.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you're loving the building side of Warhammer, there's got to be a Lego thing in there too. It just the two of them just go together so well, don't they?
They really do, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Right, I'm
they
gonna
really do.
move. I'm gonna move off topic then, and we'll keep with Lego. You say you got a couple of kits. What is your pride and joy Lego kit?
The huge Millennium Falcon.
With the USC one, the 500 odd quid one.
Yeah.
All right, now you're just showing off because I ain't got the space for that. But, that that would be up there for me if I had the room for it to get it.
Oh, it's not built at the moment. It was built, displayed for like a week, and then taken apart and put back in the box. One day, I would love to have a coffee table built around it.
Yeah.
So that I could display it and have like glass on all sides and stuff like that. See, that's the kind of dream with that one. But I've got a load of like the city expert level, the ones that make up like the street and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've got loads of Star Wars ones, loads of Marvel ones. Yeah, just so much.
I tell you what, this is a weird question, but have you ever been to the Lego Museum in Milton Keynes?
I have not, no.
I wouldn't call it a museum. It's a couple of big displays, but the Star Wars one, they've got like I want to say an 8 foot long by 3 foot wide Moss Eisley.
Yeah.
And the centerpiece is the USC Millennium Falcon bursting out of the hangar it was in. And I tell you what, it blew me away when I saw it. I took my lad there at the end of Christmas holiday because he needed something to do and I had to get out of the house. So I was like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
It's a shame. I love Lego as well, but come on, get you out of the house.
Yeah.
And that blew me away. But they've also got loads of other like random bits in there. If you ever need an escape from Central, it's worth going to for like a little bit.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
And the obvious question is, have you done Legoland?
Have I done?
Legoland.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I feel like you have to have done it at some point. Even
It's like in Warhammer World, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a rite of passage.
Yeah, exactly. I took him to Warhammer World as well, which was good fun for him because I think the same with the Lego Museum. It's just that sense of wonder. He was running around it like, oh my God, look at this huge spider, look at the dragon. And the people working there that day were just walking around like, what's wrong with this kid? But you've got to do it both. I think it's only fair. And yeah, like I say, give it a look if you ever find that you're stuck on a day and you want something to do. And you got a Nando's on the road, so it's fine.
Oh, perfect. Who doesn't love a Nando's?
Exactly. Right, so the main sort of stuff that we do in our off-topic questions a bit, just before I tell you what I do. Guys in the chat who are asking questions, I do see you. We will come back to them, I promise you. But when we get off topic, the first thing I have to ask is, do you know any word in the English language that doesn't have something that rhymes with it?
Orange.
And we are sponsored by Orange Brushes. You can get high quality, stable brushes at a very, very low price. If you use code Inquisition or CAPS at checkout, you can get yourself 10% off. Tell them Casey sent you and you get absolutely nothing. Inquisition, 10%. Good eggs and they're good brushes. There you go. Thank you very much. I had to lure you into that. It's something I do and everyone loves it. But when you are not hobbying or Legoing or whatevering, what do you find you do with your time?
Well, the end of November last year, I actually opened a coffee shop.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, I with my business partner, so I half own a coffee shop and like bakery, deli. So yeah, that's taken up a hell of a lot of time of my time at the moment. Working very, very hard on that. But yeah, if anyone also wants to check it out on Instagram, we're called Obi and the Biscuit, as in Obi-Wan Kenobi, because that's my dog.
Fair enough.
And Biscuit is my business partner's dog. So yeah, and I love baking. I love when you make a cake and then you serve it to someone and you get back an empty plate. That's the best feeling in the world for me. Knowing that people enjoy what I cook, and yeah, brilliant. But yeah, that's taken up most of my time. And then at the moment, me and my wife are watching Stranger Things.
Okay. Well, doing it all in one go, or?
So quite a few years ago, we got up to, I think it was the end of season 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then we stopped watching for some reason. So we've gone back and we've started watching season 1, 2, and we're just halfway through season 3 now. So no spoilers, please.
No, don't worry. Won't say a word. But I kind of wish, personally, I did that with the last season, that I actually went back and did it all again. I think at some point I might give it a go.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things, personally, I think that I do prefer to sit down and burn in one go rather than doing it week by week.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sort of watching Fallout and I'm doing that week by week, but part of me again is itching and thinking, just leave it and wait so you can sit down in one go. But I'm impatient with things I like. So I get that.
Yeah. I suppose you could always just watch it week by week and then just go straight back to the beginning and just do it all again.
Yeah. That's not a bad shout either, actually. I'll do
There's
that.
probably things you've missed that you pick up on.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, I never noticed that before.
I tell you what I did that with recently is the film Tenet. I don't know if you ever saw it, the Christopher Nolan
I've
time
not
travel.
seen that one.
The whole point of it is, without giving too much away, is that you need to watch it twice.
Right.
And there's a very good concept behind it. I won't say anything else, but it's on Amazon if you want something to give a go. I'd recommend it.
Yeah, cool.
So, we know you own a coffee shop. Where is the coffee shop?
Orpington.
Even better, you're in my old stomping grounds in Bromley Borough. On the high street, are you? Or
we're at the top of the high street on the one-way system.
oh, I know a couple of people that live down that way that I work with. I'll send them your way if they need a coffee or anything. And
Perfect.
Definitely, if I'm ever back that way, I'll give you a look. We know that you love watching your Stranger Things. When you are watching Stranger Things and you think, oh, I might want a little snack. When you reach into a cupboard and pick out a packet of crisps, what is your crisp of choice?
Oh, it's ribbon spicy knickknacks.
Okay. I'm not a
Love
knickknacks
them.
fan, but that's I think we've had them a couple of times. What is it about the old ribbon spicy?
They're just nostalgic. And you get so many more in a pack than you do like Walkers.
See, that's something I think knickknacks do get overlooked for because they're like twiglets, aren't they? They're tiny little bits. So the bags are a bit more full.
Yeah.
Yeah, good logic on that. Appreciate that. So when you're munching your ribbon spicy knickknacks and you're thinking, oh, bit parched now, what beverage are you reaching for?
A Fanta fruit twist.
Oh, okay. Now I think I've lost you. That's the red one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that. But what is it about that stands out as opposed to the classic orange or my favourite, preferred, the lemon?
Oh, my wife loves the lemon one. I don't know. It's just the fruit twist is just. I don't know what fruits it's got in it, but it's just good. It reminds me of the summer.
That's what does it for me. You know, I think like Dr. Pepper, when they say Dr. Pepper's a fruit flavoured drink. What fruit? I love it, but at the same time, you're looking at it, it's like there's no fruit that tastes like this. What are you on?
No. Yeah, it's like Coke is like vegetable, and you're like, what vegetable?
Yeah.
I don't understand what vegetables possibly could be in this.
And even when you're cooking, vegetable oil. Like, how have you made oil out of vegetables? What's going on?
How do you milk an oat?
Oh, don't start me on that. My wife loves oat milk and coffee, and it's just like, no, not for me. So we'll go with the classic one as well, which we always ask, because we do get a lot of people when we ask that question. They say Coke. Coke or Pepsi?
I don't really have a preference.
That's a good answer, because I like both. I don't.
if you had twisted my arm, it would be vanilla Coke Zero.
Okay. You like things with a bit of
Or
flavour. You don't like it as just sort of a plain standard.
if you're going Pepsi, it's Pepsi Max Cherry.
The Pepsi Max Cherry is good. I will agree with you there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
But if you're going for Pepsi Max versus Coke Zero, I'll take either.
Cool. Now, staying on a food-related thing,
Yeah.
and I am not sponsored by them. I kind of wish I was. I had a Toby Carvery for dinner tonight. I don't think you can go wrong with a bit of a Toby Carvery. But a roast dinner, a traditional roast dinner, what is a must-have for you, and what is something that you look at and think, leave that, I'm all right?
Oh, me and my wife always discuss this. So she loves cauliflower cheese on any roast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like cauliflower cheese.
Okay.
I don't get the cheese with the gravy. For me, no.
I understand that. I'm only recently converted to cauliflower cheese. Because when I was a kid, it's the same thing. Cheese and gravy. Didn't quite
No.
understand it. And my wife's from the northeast, so everything is cheese and gravy when you go to Sunderland and Newcastle and all that. It's just how they live. Cholesterol, yes, we'll have it. But she makes hers fresh without using like packet sauces or anything like that. She goes out and she makes like a not like a roux or anything along those lines, but she'll do it just like quite dry in a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
literally, here's some cauliflower I've cooked with some melted cheese on top of it. And it's not
yeah,
bad. I've gotten onto it recently, but I do understand your point because when you get that cheese sauce and it runs everywhere and it contaminates other
yeah.
things, you know.
Yeah, the must-haves on a roast, obviously a good lot of meat, nice and crispy roast potatoes, peas, carrots, um, Yorkshire pudding.
Standard. Have to
Doesn't
have
matter
one.
what meat it is. Yorkshire puddings, and then an absolute boatload of gravy. Like if my dinner isn't swimming in it, it's not enough.
I found myself actually having to go up for more earlier, and I've never done that because I've just actually demolished it all. I've been really sod today, but yeah. So I think actually we'll stay with the food theme for just a couple more moments. You mentioned
Yeah.
that one of your favourite thing is when you're running in your shop is that empty plate coming back to you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're in your shop, what is your cake? What is the thing that you look at and you're like, I've smashed that, I love that, that is my thing?
What is in the one I like to make or the one I like to eat?
Both. We'll go with both.
So make is my carrot cake.
Okay.
Our carrot cake flies off the shelf. As do, to be fair, our hot honey sausage rolls.
Oh, they sound nice.
They are very nice. We sell out most days of them. And then the thing I like to eat, probably the triple chocolate brownie.
Okay, yeah. Next time I'm in Orpington, I'm definitely coming down.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, have a look on our Instagram and you'll see it all. And yeah, you'll be very hungry.
do you do mail order? Can you get some sent up to me?
Potentially, yeah.
I'll hit you up. But I think, actually, and we'll stay with the coffee shop one more time before we move back to hobby and stuff. I know that, you know, there's always a market for a coffee shop. And I think that a lot of that, especially when you look at like Bromley as an area, Croydon as an area, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But I know recently the dreaded word Gales are starting to pop up now, deeper South London than they ever have been. Do you fear sometimes that, you know, these big companies look at the smaller little areas and think, that's right for picking, we'll have some of that?
To be honest, I haven't really thought about it.
But
I know.
Sorry.
Yeah. I know places that, you know, a Gales has opened and places have suffered, but I don't mean, again, to sound big-headed, but I'm confident with my baking. that potentially we could rival Gales.
Get your national. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll take a franchise of you up here rather than Morley's.
Yeah. No, just down the road from us is a Costa, and I worry about them because they smash out drinks so quickly. Everyone knows a Costa.
Yeah,
Trying to start the independent coffee shop. Everyone's always a bit like, oh, is it going to be kind of Costa? You know what you're getting.
yeah, I do see that point, but I think Costa sometimes, because it is so big and so manufactured,
Yeah,
if you have one Costa, it's the same everywhere, and they
yeah,
don't put the same attention into
no,
what you
they don't.
get. Because it is just you walk up, you see the baristas just like, yeah, bang, done, there's drinks, fuck off.
Yeah,
Whereas when you go into your more local independents, there's also they care about it a bit more, but they also then
yeah,
care what they're putting out a lot more
exactly. Yeah,
because they want you coming back.
all of our cakes and food are made on the premises.
Mm-hmm.
We don't buy any of the cakes in or anything like that. All of our coffee is we actually weigh our coffee out as well. So we weigh it out of the grinder, and then when it's coming out of the machine as well, we weigh it. And so each coffee is made with love and dedication and attention.
Yeah, that's great to hear because again, knowing Orpington, I know your locals will love that care and attention
Yeah,
that you put into it. Um,
yeah,
if I didn't live in Peterborough, I'd probably live down there. So it's something me and my wife discussed. We wanted to buy, we couldn't afford Bromley like at all, Croydon at all, and like I said, because she's from the northeast, we needed to be halfway.
yeah.
So,
That's fair enough.
and we both still work in London as well.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this is fine. Just a casual 100-mile commute to work. But so we'll go back to the hobby question stuff now. Graham, if you're still in there, please ask your question away. He waits for it every week. He loves this question, but we'll move back to here we go. WWP Productions asked, "What is the largest commission you've ever taken to build in, like a maker, model count, the army?"
It was probably the War Dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I did 2 War Dogs, and then I did a repose on a full-size Chaos Knight as well. So basically, he wanted the Chaos Knight looking like it was stomping down on something. To balance on one leg, and repose it completely was quite tricky in ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, the War Dogs were just so much fun to do.
What has been the biggest challenge of a model that you've ever had to do? Is it those bigger models, or is it sometimes the smaller ones? Because they can be quite deceptive sometimes.
It was probably the Doomsday Arc things for Necrons.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to marry some of those pieces together without using too much green stuff, or trying to like file down a little bit so that actually sat nicely and stuff like that. That was probably the hardest one.
Is it when you mentioned that you wanted it, the person getting the commission wanted the spiders driving them? I do have a Necron, like a burgeoning Necron army, and knowing what those minis are like, you're trying to get.
Oh,
It's,
yeah.
do you sometimes, like when you get these requests, have a process that you go through? Do you sit there and think, right, how am I going to get this working? Do you draw stuff out, or is it just all up?
It's all kind of in brain. I kind of speak to them about what they want, if it's realistic or not, because I've had a few people message me with stuff that they want to do, and I'm like, it's going to cost you this much because we need to get this kit, this kit, this kit,
Yeah.
or these parts, and these parts aren't cheap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm honest with people. I don't crap them around or anything like that. I don't say, oh yeah, this can be done for 20 quid when it's actually going to end up at 150 quid because
Mhm.
the bits, you go on some bit sites and you need one specific bit and it's a tenner.
Yeah.
But yeah, in my head, I plan it out, and then as I'm doing it, I always send pictures to the
Okay.
client at every step of the way as well.
Cool.
So sometimes before I actually physically glue it together, I'll send them a picture of it blue tacked and be like, "Are you happy with this? Do you want any changes? If you do, let me know now, or I'm going to go ahead and glue it and stuff like that." So yeah.
That makes perfect sense because even for me, like I say, as a burgeoning basher, kit basher, blue tack is a godsend, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just such a simple little thing that I think a lot of hobbyists overlook, that they can just blue tack a part together and then tweak it to see what it looks like differently.
Exactly, yeah. Especially heads and stuff like that, getting them looking in the right directions, or arms to be like, oh, actually, if this person's running, if they've got one leg forward, so say they've got the right leg forward, the right arm should be back, not forward, because that's not a natural running pose.
Yeah.
So it's just simple things like that to think about. Actually, how do I run? So how do I make my model look like the way that I would run?
It's that little bit of dynamicism, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, Warpgate Studios, our resident Watford expat in Florida, has asked, what's the worst model you've done as commission and wouldn't do again?
The Doomsday Arc.
Straight in there with the Necrons. It's always
Yeah.
the Necrons, isn't it? They're
So fiddly and flayed ones.
I knew they'd come up at some point.
Just my hands look like they'd gone 10 rounds of a puppy.
Yeah.
Like just had little like cuts and little like holes in my fingers everywhere, and I was like, what is going on?
I had a box of them, but donkeys and was putting it off because I'd heard horror stories and started doing them, and I instantly regretted it. I tell you, the worst one was I got one of the claws under my fingernail,
Ooh.
and it felt like I was torturing myself. It was just like bang, and like, ugh. It just under there is the worst place, but they are horrific. And Dunk, again, I told Dunk after I'd done them, don't do them, leave them alone. They're horrific. A week later, he messages me, you bastard. Why did I not listen to you? It's like, yeah, why did you not listen to me? I warned you. I gave you fair warning. But I love the minis, but they're just a terrible kit.
And why do you only get 5 in the box?
Yes, should be 10. They are one of those boxes that should be a 10. So I've got one kit bashing question that I'm going to hang on to, because Graham, bless him, he watches us every week. He asks the same question every week. We've got to stay true to our loyal guest, our loyal viewer. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, he's a good egg. So he asks, and he's misspelled it, but what Primarch, regardless of how they died or disappeared, would you bring back? Or which Primarch would you like to see permanently killed? Actually, let's do both.
I'll do both, yeah. The one that I don't want to die is Sanguinius.
Okay.
Because I am a Blood Angels player at heart. For the Bad of War challenge, I'm doing Lamenters, who are Blood Angels successfully. Yeah, it would be Sanguinius, because he was the best. And yeah, simple as. The one that I'd like to see permanently killed would be Roberta Gilliman.
Ooh, I think that would be a common answer. I think it's the first time we've asked permanently killed, but why? What have you against old Roku tape?
Have you read The Devastation of Baal?
No.
Okay. Spoiler warning.
That's fine. People who watch this, turn off if you don't want to hear it.
Yeah. At the end, Dante has just killed the Swarm Lord, won the war against the Nids, and then Gilliman comes in, he's like, oh, I've got all these Primaris Marines, I've come to save the day, and I'm like, oh, just no. Just no.
Typical ultramarine. I show up. I've planted my flag somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. I've played today. You're all good. Oh, Dante, you just killed the Swarm Lord, but I'm here now, so all is good. Like, no.
I did hear reading. There's a bit in that where Dante's pretty much, can I just give up now? I'm old and reboot.
Yeah.
Reboot. It's like, nah, you keep going now. Fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, you're now the is it the warden of the Imperial Nihilist or something?
Yeah.
Like Dante's like, I just want to die. And also that book's amazing because the Legion of the Damned turn up and they are the coolest thing in 40k.
That is something I feel we should get some proper minis for again. I know it's not hard to paint something to look like it's on fire, but there's something about the classic skulls and bones on all the normal armor and where you bring
Hang
out
on.
the box of tricks. The box was awful though.
You mean like these guys?
Yes, exactly that. Yep.
So I've got 10 of them that have never been built,
Oh wow,
never been painted.
that's quality.
Quite hard to see, but yeah. So they are my pride and joy. I will, the rest of them are in that bag.
Yeah.
I need to spend some serious time on them and do them justice. And yeah.
They are a proper labour of love. Sam, if you're in Woodgate, I can't remember, is it Arby's doing them? Your boy in Texas? There's a guy that we've had on before who's doing a Legion of the Damned diorama. And he's converting them all, he's green stuff in all the fire and bone on the armour and stuff. And it looks lovely. But I feel like the Game Workshop would just be like, much like the Grey Knights, they should just do, here's an upgrade. You deserve it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
like if they did a Legion of the Damned kill team, that box would sell out quicker than that Death Watch one.
it would. And you know what? That would be an amazing kill team to have.
Yeah.
That is the
If
perfect,
they did Legion
I
of
think
the
the
Damned
perfect box to
in
get
the
to.
same box, I'd be a very happy man.
Let's start a petition. I think we should do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that Games Workshop ever listen to their customers, but I would quite happily let them do a price increase just before it comes out as well. Let's go.
Yeah.
So I've got a kit bashing question for you, and this is something I've been I'm in an R about for a little while. I have and am in the process of a Brutalis Dreadnought.
Yeah.
And again, same thing. The dynamicism, I can get the word out. The athleticism of it, I don't like that it's standing there with these two claws, like the old not the bold. What's the Death Company Dreadnoughts used to do?
Yeah.
Obviously, Death Company Dreadnoughts, they're all old metal things. Cool. How would you recommend I approach my Brutalis to make it look like it's running?
Okay. Thinking about, because I did my Brutalis recently to make it look like it was running.
Okay.
When you're putting the legs onto like the hip parts, those little like nubbins that click in.
Yes, the little annoying little peg bits.
Get them off. Just,
okay.
Yeah. Get rid of them. Plant 1 foot or build one leg, the standing leg that you want, and glue it to the base. Then build the rest of it from that. So don't build the legs and then try and glue it to the base. Glue one leg to the base, then build like the hip section.
Yep.
And then build the other leg so you can get the bend in it right and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, and then obviously when you're doing the body, make sure that the corresponding arms are going the right way so it does actually look like it's running and not.
Yeah, like you said earlier, make sure it's sort of rather than just sort of standing there still with its.
Yeah, exactly.
Sort of. I do the most random shit when I'm on my own hosting this show, so that's absolutely fine if I just do that to the camera.
Yeah, absolutely.
No one report me for anything. Because I feel with like we were mentioned earlier with the assault marines, the newer Primaris ones, because they were all running. I've got my kill team is all based off of those, like you said, just gluing different bolt gun arms or
Yeah,
assault arms to them. I've got a full squad of 10 intercessors where they're all just running
yeah,
because it was just so easy to have one squad all aiming down their rifle, aiming down the sights like they're shooting, and the other one running because it looks like then it just feels like a fire and maneuver sort of thing. But I just feel with the rest of the selection, apart from the jump pack intercessors, that there isn't that sort of movement sense to any of them, and I just feel it's a little bit of a shame.
the jump pack intercessors or any jump pack unit on little bits of rock and stuff like that. Just no,
Yeah, don't need it.
don't need it. Just have them standing or look like they've just like Lamartez,
Yeah,
where he looks like he just landed and he's about to go absolutely crazy,
yeah,
or one that should be like taken off maybe. But yeah, just tactical pipes and stuff like that they stand on. Just no,
yeah. I think we
not
had
for me.
someone mention it the other week when Games Workshop did the April Fool of here. You can buy your own tactical rock. Um, they probably
Yeah,
over-engineer it so it came out in 100 pieces. But
yeah,
it was. I like the fact that even they acknowledge they're getting silly with it. But even
yeah,
some of the modern ones, like everything's got to be standing on something. Like no, doesn't
yeah,
need it. Just a little bit of energy in the model, I think, would make it
yeah.
great.
Have
The
like
sorry, go on.
just have something just running and or jumping even like the what is it, the Lieutenant and Phobos armor,
Yeah, jumping
who's
over the little.
jumping with the knife and the little smoke grenade. Like, love that model
Mm,
because you can see where it's going, you can see what's happening. I like Asterath with the axe above his head.
yeah,
You know, you can almost on the tabletop imagine what they're doing.
yeah,
If you've just got like you say, a Brutalis Dreadnought that's just standing there, arms down, legs apart, like you're like, oh, what is he just standing there? Is he moving? What's he doing?
yeah. Definitely, definitely.
And I agree with AI Painting about the Death Company box. The Blood Angels got absolutely. When you look at what the Dark Angels got, the Space Wolves got,
Yeah,
Blood Angels were screwed over.
massively. I agree with you
And
all
then
on
they
that.
release new Custodes for Horus Heresy, and they give them better Sanguinary Guard than they did for Blood Angels.
Yeah,
Like, no,
some of the choices they make with that sort of stuff does do my head in
yeah,
because the old sanguinary guard when they were first born, that kit was elite. Perfect for
yeah.
kit bashing. And every one of my sergeants has got one of the sculpt wing shoulders.
Oh,
So
that's so
my
cool.
army isn't. Like, I've not law-wise fought their blood angels, but I just like the idea of having a rank shoulder pad, and that
Yeah,
just sung to me. It was a perfect one. The one with the little skull on it. It's
yeah.
perfect.
And actually, for my old Blood Angels army, I used the Sanguinary Guard wings because I don't like the wings, so I kept them just with the single jump pack.
Yeah.
I then used the wings as shields for my Blade Guard
Oh, that's a sick idea.
because the way that they're sculpted, you can just add the hand on,
Yeah.
sculpt a little bit of like a handle, and instantly you've got a shield.
Perfect. I like that. I'll have to go hunting for
And
you.
again, you use the assault intercessor bodies because they're running.
Yep.
Happy days.
So you mentioned obviously as well that you do play AOS.
Yeah.
What is it in AOS that you're into? What's your thing?
So when I did the 24-hour build challenge, I did the Cities of Sigmar Spearhead.
Okay.
I love the Cities of Sigmar kind of aesthetic, how they look, just all the lore around them and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I've got Gloomspite Gits.
Yeah.
I've got Maggot King of Nurgle.
Mhm.
And my wife for Christmas bought me a Mega Gargant.
Oh, nice. Have you got any plans to
And
mess around with the Mega Garden? Because that's a lovely kit.
yeah, I'm in the process at the moment. I've built the body and I've built the arms, and I'm just gonna have a play around with the heads and what weapon options and stuff. But I also got a 3D printed torso, so because it comes with 2 sets of feet, 2 sets of arms,
Yeah.
I can build 2 out of the one kit.
It's rude not to, isn't it? I don't understand when they just give you the options and only the one torso. It's just feels a bit.
I'm like, I don't know which one I want to build. I'm like, I want to build this one and this one, but I can't decide. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll just build both.
it,
Yeah,
it does annoy me. I think with just the general marketing practices that you get the options for lots, but you can only do one unless you're magnetizing
yeah.
everything. But then I haven't got the time or patience to do that yet. So
I've done quite a bit of magnetizing for commission work, and it can be a right pain, especially if they want like the hands magnetized instead of just the arms. It's just the hand, and you're like, I need to find the smallest drill, the smallest magnet, and oh god, it's a nightmare.
it does seem crazy just to magnetize the tiniest, one of the
Yeah,
tiniest bits. Just do it up here and just swap the arms. It's easier for everyone.
exactly.
With the AOS stuff, then obviously you're saying that you that's what you prefer playing right now. Do you see long term that you might make that switch over, or are you still going to keep firmly rooted into your love of the narrative 40k style?
Bit of both, really, and I'd quite like to explore the Horus Heresy setting as well.
Mhm.
Um, I've got I've been reading the books. I'm on the 4th book at the moment, The Flight of the Eisenstein.
Yeah,
Um, and they are just brilliant books. And then my brother bought me a box of 10 Assault Marines, the Mark II ones,
yeah.
for my birthday just before Christmas. And I've opened them, had a look at the sprue. I haven't built them yet because I haven't quite decided what Legion to go for.
Mhm.
But it might be Dark Angels.
Okay.
So yeah, I haven't quite decided. It was between them or Thousand Suns.
I love 1,000 Sun. I might be one of the only people out there that does, but I think there's just something about them in the 40k, the 30k setting.
Yeah.
When you get to the Magnus books, they are all really good. I personally think.
Yeah, no. Obviously, having read the first couple so far, you know, Magnus was trying to help Horace, and
Mm.
yeah,
It's that proper feel of, so you know your lore, so it's that proper feel of Icarus, isn't it? Flies too close to the
yeah,
sun. Yeah, it's what I've always been taken by them. And I love the
thank you.
Magnus, the red model. I just haven't ever had the balls to do one. I should do one day.
The 30k or 40k.
Both.
Mm.
I think just because of my like of them in the setting. Like, I tell you what, the 30k books, when you get round to them, like I say, they're brilliant. I think they're really well
Yeah,
done. And I really think that, they just perfectly written. There's a couple of them with the Horus Heresy books. I think as you'll go on, you can realise that you can read a couple of them almost in isolation. They make their
yeah,
own trilogies here and there. I think I can't remember the names of them. I think it's A Thousand Suns is the first Magnus book, and then instantly after that, the next one is the Burning of Prospero.
yeah,
And that is a perfect little sequel book set. There's ones later on where they're just in isolation. You can go 1, 2, 3, and I have done. I've just read those 3 repeatedly.
yeah,
My copies of them are battered, where I've got others that look still near pristine because I've read them once.
yeah.
So Is reading some of the law that does it? Do you feel that helps you keep your toe dipped into everything if you don't get time to hobby?
Yeah, and I used to listen to audiobooks quite a bit, kind of or on my commute from work, because I used to have like a 45-minute drive, so I used to put on an audiobook.
Yeah.
And now, yeah, I much prefer just the actual physical book. Because I was finding with the audiobooks that I was just tuning out and wasn't, and
Yes.
I'd come, and all of a sudden I'd come back and be like, oh, how's this happened?
Yeah.
And yeah, just like reading the first 3 Horace Heresy books, just they're incredible. Like you could read those 3 by itself and
Yeah.
be happy.
Definitely. I do agree with you there. Like, I feel that it's something that, without getting too much in if you're so early on, I feel that some of the narratives sometimes go like that, but then they're really good at weaving everything together later on. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, here's a good question from Graham, I think, for possibly both of us. Are we concerned if GW open up manufacturing and offices in America, everything goes to America?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so, mate. I think, yeah, I wouldn't say it's UK forever. I think they're opening the American base just to swerve tariffs and import taxes. That makes sense to me. And then I know obviously they did a big deal a little while ago about opening a Warhammer World over there.
Yeah.
I think it just makes sense to have 2 bases maybe for them, because they can't do
Yeah.
everything in Nottingham for the rest of their lives, can they?
No. And it then means that if they can focus on those 2 big markets, there should be less, either less scalping or less sell-out products, because they won't be shipping them all over to America. They'll already be building them in America.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're never going to leave Nottingham, because they're quite quite famous for being a Nottingham UK based business.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think they would be so stupid to leave that.
I think it was something I read the other day that in wargaming circles, Nottingham got called the lead belt because there were so many different little wargame manufacturers back there in the 80s. And I think if they were to turn around and say, oh, we're just going to send everything to America now, buy the uproar, I think would be the other thing that really sort of kicks off. Warhammer World of Failure will open in March 2020. Yeah, I think that's another area they should possibly look at is Australia, because bless them, our upside down cousins, they have to pay like nearly 100-200% on what anywhere else in the world has to pay, don't they? It's insane.
Yeah, it's so cool. I've been out to Australia a couple of times, and I've met up with people that I didn't know. I just met them from Instagram, and you go into the hobby shops and you're like, that's more than retail in the UK. Like, I know obviously it's getting shipped out there and whatever, but just unreal. Yeah,
it is insane. Like you say, I know shipping and import costs and whatever are what they are, and the market at the moment is insane. But it really feels like some areas do get stung a lot more than others. So
100%.
So, where it is January still, what are your hobby plans for the next year? Because I've seen on your account you do like to post what you're up to, what you're aiming to do.
Yeah, so I'll probably try and do another charity challenge this year.
Okay.
No idea what it's going to be yet or anything like that. Possibly paint up some Horace Heresy. I've got my Mega Gargant to paint up. And then I got a couple of the big Sisters Battle Forces that came out like quite a while ago. Bad when we're doing like a big sale. So I've got 2 of them. So it's all like the Penitent Crusade stuff.
Yeah.
So like the Archoflagellants of a Pencha, the Mortifiers, and then like 2 Rhinos and a Priest. So I've got 2 of the same boxes of that.
Nice.
And it works out 1,500 points. So over the year, I'm going to be slowly building that up, painting that. But yeah, that's about it. And obviously, when 11th edition comes out, that'll probably be a must buy.
Yeah. It feels weird sitting on the cusp of a new edition all the time, doesn't it? I know
Yeah.
I got back into this at the tail end of 8th, and I was sitting there thinking, right, do I go all out or not? And then they announced, oh, 9th is coming, and I was like, I just leave it and I'll wait till the 9th box comes out. But
Yeah.
the release cycle being the never-ending grinding death machine that it is, I'm interested to see what 11th's going to be, but then at the same time, part of me's like, oh, God's sake, here we go again.
I don't mind the game how it is at the moment. The only thing I really hate is the whole leaders thing.
Yeah.
And like a Terminator captain can only join a Terminator squad. Are you telling me that if an intercessor squad was near that captain, they wouldn't be inspired?
Yeah. It was something that we used to find in the older editions, wasn't it? You could just attach any leader to a squad.
Yeah. Or just have a leader near a squad and it would affect because it'd have aura.
Yeah.
I just either, but every character can attach to anything, unless obviously it's jump pack.
Yeah. Can't have a Terminator in a jump squad. Yeah. Agree.
Yeah. But just go, oh, we're going back to auras.
Yeah.
You know, or like I feel like they're gonna go towards any leader can go with any squad because of what they've done with the new Marnius Calgar, where in Terminator armor he can lead pretty much everything that isn't jump pack, which makes sense because again, like, oh, Marnius Calgar's over there, but I'm only an intercessor, so he has no effect on me.
He won't care about me. I'm only a little boy. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Oh, whatever he does doesn't affect me. Yeah, just no.
No, it
Doesn't
does
make sense.
You are right on that. It does feel like a bit of a hamstringing thing because I think the first game I properly played a little while ago after getting back into it because I don't get to play too much. I put my units out and I ummed and ahed and I had the apothecary from the last box set, the biologist one.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, what unit am I going to get him to join? I'll get him to join the Blade Guard. And my opponent's like, they've got different armor keywords, mate. Sorry, you can't do it. And he was really patient with me about it. But I was like, what? That makes no sense to me that they've got the different armor keywords when the armor is so similar looking.
Yeah.
It just feels stupid. But
yeah, it does.
It's how they wrote
also,
it. So.
If you're going to do that, have, say, like the biologist act exactly the same as a normal apothecary.
Mm-hmm.
Have an apothecary in Phobos armor, have a chaplain in Gravis armor, a chaplain in Phobos armor.
Yep.
Like, if I want to take a chaplain, that means I have to take intercessors or blade guard or, you know, I can't attach a chaplain to a Reaver squad because they're in different armor marks. Like, it's just stupid.
Yes. Part of me, the cynical part of me is like, oh, you do that so we can have to buy more stuff off you. But if you're going to make that rule, you are right. It should be a case of every character should then be available for that armor set. Yeah. It just, you possibly, lore-wise, you don't want a chaplain running around shouting prayers when you're meant to be sneaky, but at the same time, why not? Sorry, it just seems surreal to me. But
Sneaky Marines don't seem right either.
Which one, sorry?
Sneaky Marines, like no, a Marine, like, you know, is almost like, well, a squad is like an army.
Yeah.
And now that's another thing that winds me up about how 40k built at the moment is you get so many models for your points.
Mm-hmm.
You get a 2,000 point Space Marine army and you can fit 100 intercessors in it.
Yeah.
Or 100 Marine bodies, and you're like, that's a whole company.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and then like custodies are supposed to be like a one-man army.
Mm.
You're getting like nearly 50 custodies in an army, and yeah, just an AOS like to build a 2,000 point army in AOS is probably half the price of 40k.
Okay.
Most spearheads are between 600 and 700 points.
That's a good amount.
You've got a lot of big models, like Nagash, I think is 800 points,
Okay.
and he's still under £100.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the Primarchs are now lingering at about £100, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah,
So
and you just kind of look at it and you're like, yeah, Magnus is like 100 and something pound, and he's like 400 points.
yeah,
It's yeah,
I can
you end up
see your
spending
point
so
there.
much for 40k to fit in. Or look at the Wardens of Ultramar with Titus.
Yeah,
I think the Wardens alone are like 90 points, and like, you know, that's unbelievable value for what you're getting in that squad.
hmm
And I just think that if Space Marines were Space Marines, you would be getting maybe like 3 or 4 squads
yeah,
in a 2,000 point army, and maybe like a dreadnought and a tank.
yeah. I see
And
your
that's
point there. As well, it's like the old. If you wanted the cheap, sneaky troop choice back in the day, your only option was scouts.
yeah,
That was it. Now
yeah,
all of a sudden we've got two different types of infiltrator choice. We've got one sneaky troop choice on jetpacks, which makes kind of no sense to
mm,
me. I do like the sneaky chaplain, not the sneaky chaplain, the librarian. I think that's a cool
yeah,
mini. But again, why would you send a librarian to be sneaky with his psychic powers as opposed to just a captain? I don't know.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
it does. I do see your point. It does seem to be a bit of a bloat about your army counts, and I know people do, like you say, take the tanks, take the dreadnoughts to sort of take out a bit more weight, so then they don't have to take the 200 or the necessary bodies. But it does feel like quite a, and I think that lends to sort of the headache of it. Of when you do have so many bodies on the table, you're like, well, okay, this got that rule, that's got that rule, whereas it could just be simplified.
Yeah, yeah, and they kind of made out that the 10th edition was going to be simplified, not simple.
Yeah,
And then you look at the terrain rules, and you're like, I don't know if I get cover or not.
yeah.
Do I get? Do I get? It's just nah.
I
If you
think,
can't see, if you can't see a unit, you can't shoot it.
yeah, agree. I
Like, I
think,
don't care if you've got like a Lehman Russ tank with its turret sticking out.
yeah.
No.
I picked up a copy of the Halo skirmish game, and I haven't painted or done anything with it yet. But I was flicking through the rules, and the line of sight in that game is just a line of sight. If you can't, if something sticks over a mini's base like a gun or an arm, the line of sight is just the base. That is it. That
Yeah.
is what the line of sight should be. It shouldn't be I can see one, so I can see the whole squad.
Yeah. And like, why do we have bases if that's not the line of sight?
Yeah,
You
no, I
know,
agree. It's
makes no sense.
no. So maybe, hopefully, that's something they'd streamline.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
But it feels like with this line of this is how the rules have gone, that it still feels like it's a bit of a learning curve on it for everyone, including Games Workshop. And I am interested to see how 11th turns out. We'll just have to
Mm.
hopefully not hold our breath too much.
Yeah. Well, there's rumours it's going to be orcs.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I saw a rumour the other day that it's going to be Armageddon. And weirdly, Blood Angels. Which,
Yeah, I mean, I think the last 3, 4 editions have all been Ultramarines, haven't they? So they do need to mix
yeah.
it up a little bit.
But if you're thinking about what's going to be in the box, The rumours I've heard is a new tactical squad,
Yeah, I saw that.
which would be really cool. Going back to the, again, like we spoke about earlier, the special weapon, the heavy weapon, and the squad.
Hmm.
I think you're probably looking at Vanguard veterans.
Yep, makes sense for.
I don't think they do Devastator squads because they've got the Eradicators, the Hell Blasters, and all that
Yeah,
lot. Unless they did some sort of las cannon team.
that could be interesting, but I don't know how they pulled it out with the amount of heavy weapons that are out there at the moment.
Yeah.
What
Um, I can't think of what. Maybe that upgraded Rhino or something like that.
I think the other thing I saw was an upgrade on a land speeder, which could be interesting because I feel like they did mess around with the land speeders a bit, and they've released a new range of them, but no one plays them.
The old land speeders are just iconic.
They're brilliant.
They're like, for me, that's quintessential 40k. The Typhoon ones with the missile launchers, or
That was brilliant, my little mini. Yeah,
yeah, and the new ones, like, there's all the memes about the guy at the top who can't hear because he's got the guns next to his ears and stuff like that. Like, they should have either enclosed it fully or just done a slightly updated old school one.
sticking on the side. Yeah, definitely, I agree
Yeah.
with you. Because it just looked. It felt like, I don't know if you remember the old second edition Whirlwind,
Yeah.
the metal bit at the top. When you actually look closely, you could still see the guys heading it.
Yeah.
But even then, that made no sense. So, and
No.
even WWE Productions, the old Scout transport speeder as well, which you could whip that Scout squad in quicker, was always a nice one too.
Yeah. Loved it. And yeah, just, I think like the attack bikes are so much better than the ATV.
Yeah, lovely.
The hover tanks, I don't like.
Really.
Like, give me a Land Raider, give me a Rhino, give me a Whirlwind. But I miss the, is it the Hunter and the Stalker? The
Yeah,
two anti-aircraft ones. I think they were brilliant. Like the fact that they had like the rams that fired into the ground to
yeah.
look like it gave them more stability. Just that was brilliant.
They have actually. I don't know if you
I don't
saw it
like the new Outrider.
in the new Horus Heresy releases. They did stick a new upgraded Whirlwind in there.
Mm, looks
That
very
reminded
cool.
me, that did look very good because I love a Whirlwind, and
Yeah,
I
I think
used that.
it's one of the reasons I'm looking more hard at Heresy at the moment
Mm,
because it's more nostalgia.
yeah, yeah, I
You
agree.
know, the Whirlwinds, the Predators, the Rhinos, the Leviathan Dreadnoughts, the Contemptor Dreadnoughts, the Deredeo. It's that they are just better looking models, if you ask me. Like the Leviathan peak Dreadnought design.
Yeah, they are. That you can tell they're a lot more of a labour of love, where Forge World was that little bit smaller, that little bit more specialist. And even though they've been picked up now as a proper mainline product, I still think that there is that little bit of a labour of love lying in there, as opposed
Yeah,
to 3K's mass produced, sell it, sell it, sell it.
yeah. And as WWP Productions have said, they're like the Outriders. They are monopose. Why can't you have a special weapons in that squad? Why can't
Yeah,
you know, have a squad with power fists or lances or something like that?
I did. I messed around with mine. And when we were talking about earlier, the pegs not lining up or messing up, that is the worst kit for them because it should just
Oh
be
yeah,
simple. You've cut them in half. They should just go boom. But there's always a gap.
yeah.
And the fact that it was just, I think there's a guy with a chainsword,
A guy with a pistol.
and the other one's got both hands on the handlebars, hasn't he? I messed around with mine. I've got the little communicator arm paddle. I've got one guy with that being on his phone
That's
when
cool.
driving, and I changed maybe a pistol arm on another one just to make it look like a little bit different. I don't think he's
Yeah,
aiming straight out. I think he's actually got it up in the air, and his head's looking
yeah.
at something else. But again, just another prime example of small changes that can make such a massive difference.
And also, like, free push fit models, a little bit like the Ballistus Dreadnought now. It's like 50 quid for a
Yeah,
push fit model.
it should not be.
No, I understand that, but like, why can't we have a Dreadnought chassis like we used to do with the Venerable, where you can change the weapons out?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I want a missile launcher and a plasma cannon. I want a fist and a las cannon,
Hmm.
something like that. And again, going back to 40k rules, can we have points for weapons again, please?
Yes, I agree with you on the Dreadnought because I don't like you say, that it has to. There's the three different kits for the one body.
Yeah,
The old ready to build Dreadnought when 8th edition came out. Granted, it was just piston giant assault cannon, but it gave you a base to do all sorts of stuff and go and buy other bits and kit
yeah,
bash away. And yes, we do need individual point values. My biggest thing that I want for 11th, and it sounds like such a little bit, I want to be able to upgrade my characters like I could in older editions.
yeah.
I just want a chaplain with a plasma pistol because that to me is such an iconic pairing. But we're not allowed it unless you're playing one Black Templar character.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes no
Yeah,
sense to me. So,
but it's a shame, really. But yeah, hey ho.
well, I think we are. How are we doing? I think we're over, aren't we? Oh, we're massively over time. Well, we usually go for 90 minutes. So, thank you very much for staying on a bit longer.
No worries.
Do appreciate that, and I think it'd be lovely to catch up with you again later on in the year when Dunk's not looking like a frog. So we would like to reach out to you and get you back on towards the end of the year if you're happy to come and join us again.
Absolutely, yeah.
Lovely, thank you very much. Right, so what I'm going to do now as we round up the show is give you the opportunity to give some shout outs and some love and promote whatever you've got going on. So use your time, fire away.
So obviously, if you have a look on my Instagram about the Bad Ab War Challenge with Johnny is painting,
Hmm.
get involved. We've got a Discord link that if you need it, just send me or him a message. We'll send you over the link. We can chat on Discord, stuff like that. We're aiming for the end of April, hopefully, to do a meet-up, potentially at Bad Moon. Like I say, it's just 500 points of one of the chapters. It doesn't matter which chapter it is of the Bad Ab War. I think there's 18 or 20 or something like that.
There is plenty in there.
Yeah, there's plenty in there for people to do. We don't care if everyone comes with the same chapter. Couldn't care less. It's just about getting people together. And we're going to do, like, say, a painting challenge online. We're going to get a couple of judges and hopefully a couple of prizes as well for the winners. That's my first shout out. Thank you so much for having me on.
Not a problem,
It's been a
mate.
pleasure. And my last shout out would be to my coffee shop, Obie and the Biscuit. So go give us a follow, and if you're in the area, come visit.
I'm going to make sure that I do next time I'm down that way. And I will, like I say, I'll give you a shout because of obviously Thursday nights down at Bad Moon, fortnightly.
Oh yeah, and the mental health hobby nights. How can I forget that?
So I will give you a shout. I'll try and organise coming down when I'll have a look at like when my meeting schedules are because it'd be lovely to get down and say hello. But no, brilliant. I appreciate your time's giving up to us tonight. Thank you very much for coming on.
No,
Little plug for next week's episode. I obviously can't remember who's on because it's me. Dunk's done all the guests for this month, and where he's not here, he can't tell me who it is. But we will be back next Wednesday, same time. It will be probably Dunk back in the hot seat. One personal shout out from me. I am going to be putting this on my Pen Channel page and on this one. I am doing a charity challenge for the CF Trust, which is the Cystic Fibrosis Trust. It's a great charity raising money for what is a horrible, shitty genetic disease. More information on that will be coming up in a bit. But again, thank you very much for joining me tonight. Thank you for keeping me company. Usually there's two of us, but yeah, it's been a lovely evening. And guys in the chat, thank you very much for getting involved and hanging around with us all night. It is always appreciated, believe me. Cheers, guys. Have a good night. Thank you very much.
Cheers. See you later.
Bye.